All right, Happy New Year. We are back finally
Happy New
again.
Year.
From here on out, we're never missing a podcast again. That's one of our New Year's resolutions until maybe like February. We'll see. But all right, let's pull up the podcast topics this week. I know it's like New Year's resolutions and how to make your way around the gym when it gets busy during this time of month or for the next
hmm
2 months, because usually they get busy for the next like 2 months, and then that's when people start falling off a little bit.
Yeah.
Which
Let me pull
the
it up.
gym was so packed. It was crazy on New Year's Day. It was crazy. I went in there on the first. It opened at 10 a.m. I got there at 10:08, like not even 10:10, and it was the most packed I've ever seen it by mid workout. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I forgot this is how it is. You know?
Powerhouse.
Yeah, powerhouse.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Wow.
couldn't. I could.
Go
I
ahead.
couldn't decide. My bad. I couldn't decide if it was because
I think it was work.
everybody was off work,
I think so, bro,
or
because today was a little bit back to norm.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it
was gonna
was
say
back to
today
norm.
wasn't that bad, but
Yeah.
I go at like a normal time. Like I go at like today I got off of work a little bit earlier and I went at like 3:30 and it was like chilling. I was like, oh wow, this
Yeah.
isn't too bad.
Yeah. The evening is what you're gonna have to look out for. You gotta go then.
Yeah, the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I think that's when it gets
Oh
kind of
yeah.
crazy.
Yee.
I remember when I worked in Crunch in Tampa, I worked in the gym and it was to the point where it's like there's no machines. I can't even bring my client to a machine because there's nothing.
Yeah.
And we had to do like floor work
Yeah,
on
you're
a
just making
mat.
up you're just making up shit on the fly at that
They had
point.
steps and I was like, okay, we're running up the steps. Like, here we go.
Yeah.
Um, okay, new year, new you. What areas to focus on in the new year? How to keep yourself accountable when you're a beginner and how to manage your way around the gym when it gets busy over the next 2 months. Um, First is how to focus on you in the new year. So everybody's going to be focusing on their fitness goals, or not even just their fitness goals, just like making themselves a better person, especially after the crazy weekend of New Year's Eve and New Year's and then Christmas and all that stuff. I know for Christmas I went away with my family for 5 days up to Pennsylvania and I tried to stay on track, but I did not go to the gym once. I missed a lot of meals. I definitely had some cheats. So I was so ready to get back to like my routine here. So
Yeah.
I definitely made myself a few New Year's resolutions. But the problem is when people make these resolutions and then they can't stick with it. So I'm really gonna try to stick with it. How do I help for example, one of my resolutions is I used to smoke a vape, like a nicotine vape. Probably had that thing in my hand 24/7 throughout the day, slept with it on my chest, woke up with it when took like the first breath I woke up was my vape. Uh, uh,
Damn.
yeah, it was so bad. So I am on my first day, no vape. Am I dying? Absolutely. But I have a calendar and I got some gold stars. And then every day at the end of the day, I'm gonna put the gold star on there, and then I'm gonna try to make it the longest I've went without a vape was 4 months. So I'm gonna try and do it forever. I'm just done. I threw everything out. I'm done. I'm not even gonna do like the nicotine like pouches, gum, nothing. So
Yeah, let
that's one
that.
of the things I'm doing is the stickers, and I think that motivates me. I know when I used to do it for my prep for my competition in the beginning of my prep, before it kind of became second nature. I did the same thing with the stickers on my calendar for my cardio.
Yeah. Good
What do you
shit.
guys have? Do you guys have anything?
Yeah. So as far as my actual New Year's resolution, I'm really my one big thing that I've got to work on, and I've got like four things I want to work on. So I got like three phases, of the year. But in this first half of the year, we'll just talk about that. I'm really trying to work on my patience. Something that I've never been good at is jump. I always jump the gun. And a lot of the times I find like that it always comes back to bite me in the ass. So I'm really just learning to be patient, loving the process of things, and just staying prepared, staying, always staying organized, staying planned, but mostly, you know, my patience. I just need to take it a day at a time. That's me. That's my goal this year, is to just be great every single day, not to think about too far into the future, and just try to be a little bit better every single day. That's
Mm.
that's my first resolution. So I want to nail that first, and then I'll move on to my next one. So that's my big one. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, stay patient. I do a really good job at staying organized, so I just need to stay patient now, because I know my time's coming, for the things I need. So
I'm not patient either. I agree with you with that one. I
it's
am far from it. Like I just want everything done right away. I don't know
Yeah.
why. And if it doesn't get done, I'm like, I go crazy. And then so
and
you're
sometimes
I think that's a great
Russian,
one.
yeah, Russian is so counterintuitive, because it's just I've found so many times where if I would have just waited, it would have been an even better resolution. I still figured it out, but it's like, damn, bro, just chill for a sec. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
be patient. That's my number one thing going into the new year. Simple, but I'm telling you, it's probably a lot of people need to work on that. So
I'm gonna add that to mine too. What about you, Caleb? There's a lot. This is gonna be a lot now. Caleb's gonna say something, and I'm gonna be like, oh, fuck, there's number three.
Now, so like this isn't like a cop out at all, but I know myself, and you know how like a lot of people will talk about what they're gonna do, and sometimes that strokes the ego enough that they don't end up doing it because they already got the affirmations of people saying like, "Oh my God, that's great." I'm that type of person. So the shit that like I plan for myself, I'll keep it on the low, but I'll kind of touch. It's not like systematic. It's just more so I'm getting back to prioritizing my personal goals, mostly just getting back into like working out multiple days a fucking week. Because as you boys know, I've just had a really difficult time the last 3 months since taking that admin job. Even though I'm in a gym all fucking day, every time I start to try to work out, I get pulled away because there's an emergency for something. So that's one of the biggest things. Another thing is just focusing on my mental health again. Not like I'm going like super far south or anything. I just find myself getting pessimistic as fuck and regressing back into old habits and tendencies I used to do. And as you guys know, and we are all on the same fucking wavelength. When I start to regress, it drives me insane in any facet of life. So the things I'm doing are just more so systematic things that focus on like my mental health, my physical health again, because it's something I've been neglecting for the later part of this year. But yeah, those are my two big ones. And like as a downward like effect, like once I prioritize those two things again, like my patience gets better, my relationships get better, my confidence gets better. So that's just byproducts of doing the shit I'm getting back to.
Yeah,
man, that's such a
that's
that's
true.
such a that's such a that's such a good one, man. It's
Yeah.
such a good one. Sometimes it sucks though, because, and this goes for everyone that's listening. Sometimes we're all in Caleb's position. We've all have been there. Everyone knows it. Like, you're just getting taken away by all the things that you have to do.
Mhm.
You have to do them, but it's taken away from the things that you need to do, that you love to do, to keep you happy. So it's you got to find that balance. And I think, if there's one guy I know that will definitely find that, it's Caleb. He's the bounce back man. So,
One thing I
but
need from you boys, one thing I'm working on is a phrase. It's like a pessimistic thing that I've caught myself saying. It's like if someone says some shit and I'm like, yeah, but instead of saying yeah, but I'm gonna say yeah, and like add to it instead of like
yeah,
belittling what you said
Taking
or
it
what.
away, adding to, yeah,
Yep.
I
that's
like that
true.
too.
Like that's, yeah, I
It's
never
just
noticed
small
that.
changes like that. And that's in my life where I've been the most successful, whether it's business or just mental health or relationships. It's when it sounds so corny, but when I do something so small, it makes me start to just replicate it in bigger areas of life too. So usually I start with
100%.
small shit like that.
And instead of but.
Yep.
I like
Like,
that. I like that a
you've always been
lot.
told when someone's like, "Oh my God, you're so great," but and then like you would know everything they said before, but was just
I'm
bullshit.
not great
You know what I
anymore.
mean?
Whatever you say next is what I am. I am not great
Yeah,
anymore.
100%. Every ex has said it at one point.
Oh man.
That's
that
what I'm focusing
that one
on.
that one hit home. That one hit home.
Yeah.
All right. how to keep yourself accountable when you're a beginner. Like honestly, when we deal with beginners as clients, right? We notice the fall off. There's a fall off at some point with some of them, but then there's that handful of people. I would say about like let's say we get 20 clients in the first in January. There's that group of 10 people. I notice that stay, and the ones that do stay for the long run and see the big changes are the ones that start off organized, right? So if you see like in their check-ins they have everything written down before they start, they're asking so many questions. So those are the type of clients that are able to keep themselves accountable because they're so organized. So my tip to staying accountable, keeping yourself accountable as a beginner is two things: stay organized, and secondly, nobody in the gym it should be judging you. Um,
Mhm.
don't feel uncomfortable while you're going to the gym. Everybody's there to better themselves, and if somebody is judging you, then they're the
Feel sorry for
ones.
them.
Yeah, feel sorry for them because they're the ones that are going through a bunch of shit. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
So, those are my two things to keep yourself accountable. Don't feel threatened when you go to the gym. Most of the biggest guys in the gym are probably the nicest people. They just don't look it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, what about you guys? How would you tell your beginner clients to how to stay accountable?
Go ahead,
I got
Caleb. You can take this one, brother.
I got like three quick points. One, for first and foremost, you gotta fucking be realistic, right? Like if you come out and you've never done this consistently and you think day one, January 1, brand new you, what the fuck ever, you're gonna walk in the gym 7 days a week and maintain that for the rest of your life. It's just ignorant. Or like on the flip side of that, like if you've gained a lot of body fat over the years due to COVID or stress or whatever, and you think within 6 months you're going to lose 70 pounds in a healthy manner, keep it off and be healthy, it's just not realistic. So like number one, be realistic. Two, immediately stop focusing on just the outcome you want and fall in love with the process. I know that's so hard because we're so results driven as a society. Like you want a bigger ass, get surgery. You want less body fat, get it sucked out. Like we're taught that if you want something, you can just almost buy it nowadays. When with shit like this, you really can't.
But it looks
So,
worse. It
huh?
looks worse when you buy it.
100%. And we all know, we can all see it. And
Yeah,
that's fine.
it's
No judgment.
noticeable.
If it makes you happy, that's all that matters. But essentially, like you just got to fucking be ready to learn as much about yourself as possible while going throughout this process, because I bet you'll teach yourself some fucking things you didn't know about yourself going through some tough fucking times. Um, and then number three, give yourself some fucking grace. This is not going to be a perfect run. You're not going to win championships season one. You ever put a fucking team together. So give yourself some grace to make some mistakes. And when you do, realize it's not the end of the world. It's just another speed bump you're going to fucking learn from. Those are the three best pieces of advice I can give someone starting new.
Love it. I love it. I loved all of them. Like those were perfect. Perfect topics.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's money. That's money. I don't even need to add anything to that, honestly, because I completely agree with the both of you. I would say one thing just to add is something that I think everyone should be doing, no matter what level you're at, is just even as I mean, we make it very accessible. We make it very accessible using our app. You're supposed to be always tracking your stuff. And the people that I find most successful, that is what they're doing. They're logging all their stuff, holding themselves accountable so we can actually see what's going on. But if you're somebody like me who likes to write things down on their own, takes notes, pen and paper,
Yeah.
old school type style like me, just write your stuff down. The goals for the day. I literally every single day I carry around a notebook that has what I'm supposed to do for that day, supposed to do for that hour, supposed to do for that whatever. Yeah, see, Caleb just pulled it out, and that's just how I am personally. I need to write things down. So even if I had an app, I'm gonna have to say, hey, I'm gonna be writing my stuff down. But just track your stuff. It's literally makes it gives you something. If you're competitive, you play the sport at any level, it gives you that competitive edge to go in there and be able to compete against yourself, beat your score. It's fun. It makes it fun. If you just going in there, you're not tracking anything. You're like, oh, the incline bench press looks cool today. Oh, that look, the Smith machine squat looks cool today. You're not gonna, at first you'll see some success as a beginner, just because those are just like your newborn gains. Everyone gets them the first, don't get too hyped about those. But if you
Yeah.
need to stay consistent on a good plan, make sure you're tracking your food, eating the right stuff, and logging your workouts, making sure okay, next week I can beat this rep. I can go up 5-10 pounds. That was easy.
Yeah.
So that'd be like just one thing I would add. Just write your stuff down. Write stuff down, man. I always do it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm old school
And
motherfucker too.
Old
exactly.
school, man.
Exactly. Then you could change stuff up. If things are written down, you could change stuff up
Yeah.
to be able to get to a new goal.
Yeah.
Every
Bro, when
Whatever
I
every
was,
week.
works too. It doesn't have to
yeah.
be pen and paper. Just track your stuff. Where
Yeah.
it just have something. Even if you're putting stuff, you use your notes on your iPhone, whatever it is. It's just for me pen paper, because when I write it down, for some reason my brain it connects with it, and I remember
Yeah.
writing it down.
Mhm.
So that works for me. Find what works for you, but definitely track your stuff. Write
Yeah.
stuff down.
I think
Bro,
that's
when
actually scientific, something like if
it
you write it
is.
down and you remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I don't remember what exactly it is. I think it's like the neural patterns of you writing it make it ingrained
You
into your
can
brain.
almost see it. You can like see
That's
it.
like when you get punishment in middle school, it's like don't say fuck, don't say fuck. Don't You have to write it a
Yeah.
hundred times because it's in your head every time you want to say it. Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't say fuck. Don't say fuck. Don't say fuck.
But that makes me want to say it more.
I
Bro,
know.
I
I know.
know. I
bro,
actually
when I
like
first
it.
started training online, coaching online, my business, I was talking to this girl at the time, and she'd get so mad at me because but it worked for me. I would take sticky notes and write power list of shit I need to do in a day, a week, and a month. I'd put them on my wall, and then when I'm done, I'd rip them down, crumble up, throw them away. And she'd be like, "You're wasting so much paper." I'm like, "I know, but it makes me productive as fuck."
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever works. Whatever
Yeah.
Yeah.
works, man.
The trees. All right, last thing is how to manage your way around the gym when it gets busy over the next 2 months. We kind of touched on this in the beginning of like for me what I did with
Yeah.
my other clients, but you need to know different variants of workouts that hit the same muscle group. Like
Yeah.
for example, if you have a coach, send your online if it's an online coach, send your coach the workout that you should be doing and ask what you could replace it with if it's taken. Um, for example, I had a client one time, we were on the call. Oh, by the way, I substituted that with this. And it's like, why didn't you text me? Because you're doing hamstrings now and I wanted you to do some quads. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just if you don't know what workout to substitute, text your coach, or like for our sick fitness clients that are watching, um put it in the group chat. Put it in the group chat, and then you'll get an answer from somebody that we probably already, maybe one of our clients that we already sent it out to,
Yeah.
as a replacement one. So that's the big thing. I'll say how to manage your way around to the gym. Definitely know what workouts to replace for the same muscle groups.
Yeah.
You guys,
Yeah, that was key. Caleb, you want to go? Or you want me to go, brother?
I was gonna ask just a quick thing to it is like I know like even if you don't have a coach, you're gonna tackle this on your own. Kudos to you. Get a coach. But like even when you're touring a gym for the first time, they show you where everything's at. Like ask questions. Like don't be fucking shy and have like an ego. Let the ego down. They're there to help you. Ask questions, see what the layout is, and then get a game plan together. Like even if you can't even afford a coach, like you can get on Google or YouTube and find like a quick like split that you can replicate at your gym. Just get the setup, have a plan when you walk into that motherfucker and be ready to go. Because if you walk in, not knowing what you're going to do, see that it's chaotic, that nothing's open that you want to try to use, you're going to get discouraged. You're going to walk out and you're probably not going to come back. Let's just be fucking quite frank. So get a plan together. It doesn't have to be perfectly placed. Just get something with structure to get you moving.
ask questions. I like to ask questions, especially for people there, because if you're trying to make new friends in the gym, even, right?
Yeah.
Like the closest friends I've gotten were the ones that I just asked questions, or even the hey, can you spot me? And then sometimes it gets it goes into
Yeah.
conversation, and then every time you see that person, now you're saying what's up to them, and then
Yeah.
you make a friendship at the gym. So I would definitely, yeah, I like that one. Ask questions to random people. Ask questions.
Yep.
if you're new.
Yeah, that was literally going to lead me to what I was going to say was don't be scared too if your machine, your one machine that is the only machine in your gym. Because I hate when people say that, because I'm almost every time I'm like there wasn't something else, there wasn't another, there doesn't anything else, you know.
Yeah,
But
nothing.
if there isn't, if there really isn't, I promise you this: go up to somebody that's on that machine, ask them how many sets they have left, and if it's only one or two, put your stuff down, go get a drink of water, and you get to go next. Or if they're just getting started, ask this question: Hey, can I work in with you? And
Yeah.
I guarantee you, just like Robbie said, not only are you going to meet a friend, I've never had somebody say no, you cannot work in with me. Never in my life has that happened. You guys may have to change it. And guess what? If you're a beginner in the gym, this gets you even more credibility in the gym, because you're going to be able to see somebody doing it. Maybe you can fix your
Mhm.
form if you're not doing it properly, and you'll be able to push yourself probably more than you have since you've been in there, because you're going to actually have somebody to spot you. So,
Yeah.
but I'm big on, like you guys said, talking in the gym. I'll ask some random person for a spot. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Hey, can you spot me? Can I work in with you? I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm always doing that. There isn't many people at the gym when I go, but I usually, it's the same group of people, so I can
Yeah.
always, it's all love. You know what I mean?
And I don't know
Yeah.
about I don't know about you boys, but like when someone walks to the gym and be like, "Hey, I saw you doing that over there. Like, why were you doing that? Or what's that work?" Like that shit
Yep.
excites me. And people get again, I don't know why people think it's you look dumb when you ask questions. Like the smartest humans I know who are very wealthy are always asking questions and wanting to learn. So like
Always.
it's not a negative thing. I think people just get embarrassed. But like anytime someone asks me comes up and asks me a question, I fucking will over deliver on the answer because I think it's so fucking cool and brave of them to just approach. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
and now I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
talk to that guy every time I
Yeah.
see that guy, and then
Like,
I'm
how you
gonna give
doing?
him more tips if he wants more tips, or I'll ask him for some tips on what he's doing. You know what I mean? So you just
Yep.
the gym is where you create bonds and you create friendships. It's not somewhere that you just go and you should feel scared of
Yep.
people.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It's not a dick measuring contest in there. It's not,
Mhm.
dude. It's really, like Robbie said, the nicest fucking guys are the biggest dudes in there. There's some fucking maniacs for sure, for sure,
Oh yeah, there
for
always
sure.
will be.
There's
Yeah.
some fucking maniacs, but most of the guys that you see, like the professionals, man, that do this for real, man, it's just so crazy, because they everything that we talk about on this podcast, they replicate that to a T. They're not in their ego lifting; they're in there doing great form. They're super nice to the people around them. You always see them logging their stuff. They got a good person, workout partner to push them. All the things that we recommend, that's the difference between a professional and an amateur. They're doing all the things that they know that you have to do to be successful, you know.
Yep.
And they
So
want to see you win. They want to see you successful as well, no matter who you
hell
are, even if you're a stranger.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Um, okay, there was one before we go. There was one story post I just posted before the sick pod that before we recorded, and I just want to see what people said on it and then go over what they said.
Okay,
Uh,
cool. I didn't even know you put something on the story.
Yeah, dude, I've been busy. I didn't even look.
well, hopefully other people did. I have a minute. All right, let's see. What if it like nobody said anything and they're just like,
Fuck you.
We can edit.
all
We'll
right,
edit it out.
the
We'll edit out that
question
part.
was Mia, my dog is curious. Two goals you're looking to do in to bring into 2024. Let's see.
You already did one. You got to do two new ones.
Oh damn.
Um Becoming a big tank, more tattoos. Ooh, I like more tattoos. Finding happiness while being heartbroken and single. So this guy put three goals. Um I like that one. Finding happiness while being like single. That's like
I like the
that's
tattoo part.
I like the tattoo too.
No,
Um, but
It's
yeah,
not a
being
bad three. It's not a bad
that's a
three.
good three. That's a good
It's a
three,
good
man.
three.
Finding happiness like for yourself, like while you're
You got to
alone,
do
like
that first. You got to do that first if
always,
you ever want.
always.
Oh, you got to do that first if you actually want to be happy. So I completely agree with that one.
I
Yeah,
And
agree.
then
I like that.
the tattoos. I think everybody on here is on the same on the same page, you
You
know.
never have too many, baby.
Do you want to
Bodies of
hear
canvas.
something
Don't
shitty? I have 2.5 minutes, but real quick. I told you guys about my claustrophobia and how bad it's getting, right?
you mentioned it?
No,
It's
yeah, you
getting
didn't say how
bad.
bad it was.
So it's getting worse and worse and worse as I age. So like I don't know what's gonna happen when I'm 50, but I can't sit like and like get tattoos anymore. I like can't have anybody over me and I can't like I need to be able to get up and move whenever I want. So it's it's bugging me out. Okay, I don't know why
You're gonna
I'm
get
talking
knocked
about this
out.
on the podcast. Yeah, so
You're
I
gonna
think
get knocked,
I need some anesthesia the next time. Like just knock my
bro.
ass
That's
out.
nuts. That's nuts, brother.
I
I
don't know
don't
what's
recommend it
happening.
because it makes me more sensitive, but I know some people take edibles and like start to doze off when they get
I wouldn't.
tattooed. But
I
it makes me
couldn't do
10
that,
times
bro.
worse.
I gotta
Yeah.
go in there sober dober and thug it
Yep,
out.
same. Same.
Maybe I'll just like if I could get like my neck done and I could just like sit there and watch TikToks and get my mind off it, I'll be good or some shit.
Bro,
But
the neck is fucking 20 times worse.
is it
Your
bad?
throat, bro. Because you think when you get a tattoo, they stretch the skin. Your neck's no different. So you have to kind of hang off the table upside down, stretch, and then they're pressing on your neck while breathing into your fucking face.
Nah, they're
There's
gonna
no
need to
good way
knock
to
me
get your
out.
neck down. There ain't no good way to get it done. It's a
I would
bitch.
freak out. Even haircuts
That
now,
sounds.
I'm like waiting. I'm like, I need to get out of this fucking chair.
Damn, bro.
Less than a minute.
Yeah,
What
you
do you
need
guys
some.
got?
Hey, New Year. I mean, New Year for me, it's the same shit, man. But for everybody else, I'm telling you this: if you need some motivation, if you need some consistency in your life, take 2024 as the year to stop bullshitting. Actually, do something. Do it. Stop talking about it and do it. Put it on a piece of paper. Put it on a sticky note, like Caleb said. Put it on your wall, and as soon as you finish, rip it off. As soon as you write it down on a piece of paper, cross it off. Have a good year, build some momentum up, and have a better year than the year before. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Caleb?
I mean, I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, that's a good ending. That's a
Yeah,
good ending.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody make this year their year. We'll be making these podcasts every week moving forward. No matter what, if we can't do one day, we'll make it sure we get it the next day or the next day.